Hello and welcome to today's reading. I'm Adriana and I've been on the spiritual path for over 20 years. The last 8, I have spent every single day working on my issues in order to become a clear vessel for intuition, a clear vessel for communication from the other side, from the higher guidance. Working on myself to that intense degree has really allowed me to open up to the higher vibrations that are helping others also evolve, get to their next stage, get to their next step spiritually and from a standpoint of personal growth. So if you are on this journey of growth and personal evolution as well, this information is for you. Let's go ahead and connect our energies together so that the connection is stronger to them as well. So if you could please breathe into and center the energy in your head for a couple breaths. The energy in your heart for a couple breaths. Any remaining energy from your feet down into the earth. And then pulling the energy from up here down into your heart. And as I draw the cards, please just enjoy breathing there, staying there. Thank you for opening up your vibration, your energy, so we can read it and get the information you are looking for. I'm going to draw a bunch of cards here and then I'll show them to you as we go. That 7 of air just showed up for us. Okay. All right, so before we drew the 3 of fire, the 10 of earth, 7 of air, now I'm looking at 3 of earth, 6 of fire, page of earth, a lot of earth and fire. What's on the other side now? Okay, Queen of Air, 2 of Earth, and 3 of Air. Okay, now I'm just a little concerned. I've got the 7 and the 3 of Air, which those are my signals to, okay, it's time to really wake up and be careful. Look at what's going on around you, but let's get into the meat of what's going on. We're going to start with the 10 of Earth. The 10 of Earth says that you have been working very, very hard to create a different future for yourself, a new future in which you're incredibly nourished and you're incredibly fulfilled. And you have everything you need. And if you feel like this future isn't quite here yet, that's okay, but the point is that you've been building it and you're on the path to that fulfillment. And this is something, the 3 of fire looking at the 10 of earth. It feels like you're closer than ever, and not just in the sense that it's going to be done or fulfilled or done or completed, rather, drop that word fulfillment, done or completed. It's more the sense that because you're closer, you're seeing the bigger impact of what it was or what it is. So, sometimes when you approach like a building from far away, you're like, yeah, I know it's a skyscraper, but as you get closer and closer, you're like, oh my God, that's really big. And you're looking up and the sense of grandeur can be even more inspiring or overwhelming the closer and closer you get. And that's where I feel like you are at this point, that you're so close to having your vision completed that you're almost overwhelmed by the grandeur and the majesty of that vision. But we've got the 7 of air in the background. And the 7 of air is this energy that wants to take or wants to get away with something. And so as you see yourself approaching the majesty of this, I want to say the 7 of air is appearing like little gnats or little flies. So it's not a hammer that can topple the building like a sledgehammer. It's not a flood that can suddenly take your vision down, but it's these little things that are itching to get in, that are wanting to get in, whether it's energy from another person or little annoyances or hiccups in your way to completion. These are present. And why is the Seven of Air here? Why are these present? Part of it is so that you stay focused on your own vision, but the other part of it is that you don't get so lost in your sense of majesty and grandeur about your own vision that you forget to keep looking, you forget to maintain your awareness. So just because it's a beautiful day, sunny day outside, doesn't mean that you shouldn't still take precaution to put sunscreen on. Okay, it's that kind of thing. Just because you're about to get what you want doesn't mean that you suddenly turn off your discernment or that you suddenly stop looking at things carefully. Because I've got very close to us the Three of Earth with the Three of Swords, and that tells me that we need to be doubly aware. So it's very tempting to get caught up in the celebration of, oh my God, I'm almost there. She said I'm there. I feel I'm almost there. It's very tempting to get swept away in the joy of that. And there's nothing wrong with experiencing joy, but the fact that we've had so much earth in this reading against fire tells me that we really need to stay grounded. We need to stay more observant and more present than carried away. Okay, fire wants to get carried away with the accomplishment and the excitement and the drama, and earth is just here. It's present, it's steady, and that's what you've been building. But just keep in mind, someone is clawing, or something is kind of clawing at that back door, wanting to get in, and you need to make sure that that back door is solidly shut and locked. All right. It's also feeling like for a particular soul, this might be talking about a previous relationship, like an ex who suddenly sees you or gets the vibe that you're doing well and they want to come back into your life. And you might be in such a good mood or such a good place, feeling so generous because things have worked out, that you give them quarter, meaning you give them a place to have refuge, or you give them, frankly, the time of day when maybe they don't deserve the time of day. So be aware of that sometimes when you get into such a positive state or good things happen, you might extend yourself in a direction that you don't actually want to go. Okay, so just be aware of that. I want to jump into this Three of Air, but I'm feeling like we need to wait and see what's going to come out with the other cards. So where do we go next? Action is going to be more valuable than talk right now for you. Page of Earth with the Queen of Air. This is the time to lay small steps, one step at a time, towards your goal. These coming up together, strong messages about slow and steady, but also clear. This is not the time to speak so much about what you're doing, more than just do it. Okay? And also be aware of criticism that you will be encountering from others, because this criticism doesn't understand what you're building, doesn't understand the essence of where you're coming from, and is envious of the luck that seems to just follow you wherever you go. It's like sometimes I look at people in this way, like, how does that work? How are you just always so lucky to be in the right place at the right time? You have that kind of luck around you right now. I'm seeing apples everywhere on these cards. She's got the seeds showing. These apples they're beautiful. They're ripe and they're ready. These are ladybugs, but they're picking some kind of fruit here as well. So it's like the universe just keeps handing you these little gifts, and those who don't get it, those whose hearts are more closed, those who live more in their head, are just envious of how that seems to work for you. And you may also be encountering that there's almost an entitlement energy going on here, that because you're so lucky, they want a part of it. Not because they've done the same work that you have, or they've done the same, they've been on the same path. It's just, well, if you have it, then I should have it too, right? So be aware that criticism is going to be coming from people suffering, I'll say, from the blight of entitlement. And that's where we get the 3 of air coming in. A long time ago, someone talked to me about haters. Like, you know that you're successful if you have haters. And I don't like that particular way of looking at the world. But right now, it's very imperative to realize that because you have been seeing so much success, and right smack in the middle of the spread, 6 of fire, which is recognition, success, there are forces that may look like they are trying to help you, but in reality they're not. In reality they're wanting to either stab you in the back or take something from you. And you need to be sure that you're choosing to ask for help from the right places, that you're allowing yourself to be supported kind of from all angles. So support doesn't come from just one place. So if someone is truly supporting you, they need to get all of you. They can't just get this part of you, because if they get this part of you and not that part of you, then they're going to be tearing down one part of you in order to support the other. Or while they support you here, they'll be tearing you down here. So make sure that you're fully supported, asking for help from the support that fully supports you. I know I just said that again, but this is about first you accepting yourself, accepting your own light, and being okay with that, and then knowing exactly what kind of support that light needs. What do you really need? And this is also a process of walking through confusion. And in walking through that confusion, whether it's happened in the past or is about to happen, sometimes the clarity comes from the pain. The clarity comes from being burned. And if you're relying on someone who doesn't fully get all of you, get the totality of you, and has your heart and has their heart open to you, that's really it. Do they have their heart open to you or not? And if they don't have their heart open to you, they're not going to be able to give you the full support that you truly deserve. And again, what I'm seeing again, the flow of entitlement, or the flow of you've got it, so I should have it too, happening here in the 6 of fire. The 6 of fire is you've worked hard to make this happen. And this is a funny card, because even though she's right in the middle of the card, these flowers are huge compared to her, right? So really, as a fairy, she's probably about that big, but all by herself, she made this garden bloom. And so it's taken gargantuan, tremendous effort from you just to get what you feel is the tiniest bit of success. So you've been working very hard, but this energy that wants to hold you back, or energy that's pulling at you, wants to diffuse your energy, wants it pulled in a lot of different ways. And so there's a couple different things going on there. So if you are in a situation where you have to divert your energy to many things, like your kids or your job or all of this, be sure that you're not depleting yourself, because you have worked so hard to claw your way back to feeling that strength of self. And at the other side, it's like other people want to share in that accomplishment. They want to share in that fire, but it may not be theirs. They may not have the right to truly be in that space with you. And look what's interesting here. Do you see these little curly cues in the background, like behind her head? There's like that little pattern going on. We have those same curly cues even more vividly in the Three of Air card. So that's the confusion, you know. You may need to go through some confusion with them, some realizing that they are trying to deplete your energy or take something from you before you come back to truly owning those curly cues, truly owning that power. The curly cues are also in her dress. I don't know if you can see that. But she wears them, the colors of the heart and the colors of the throat chakra. She wears them as her truth once she's figured out who she really is. So, any last parting words here? Quite a few, I think. Death, strength, Chariot. 3. Are these the first? Yeah. So these are the first major arcana of the reading. The previous reading was all minor arcana. So we're looking now at the big, big picture. Okay, so what is our message here? Because I have to say the Chariot has come up a couple times in the last few days. Chariot is cosmic energy moving you forward, giving you the ability to focus on your path and giving you the strength you need to ride over areas that others may see as barren. So others may see like there's nothing there for you. Why would you be trying to do that? Why would you be trying to go into that space? But in this barrenness, you actually are finding ease of movement because it's empty, because it seems devoid of interference from other people. And it's in this barrenness that you're able to see the growth. And because you have this alternate perspective, when you have to use your strength, you're not taking it as seriously. It's almost like riding in that place of barrenness, and maybe this is a place of calm or steadiness that you come to in your meditations, but riding in that strange place, I'll say again, of barrenness, has allowed you to take your burdens less seriously, take your path less heavily. And because of that, the change is in front of you. The Death card, letting go of the past. And can you tell me a bit more about this Death card? What's in the future? What is on the other side of this Death card? 9 of Earth and the 2 of Air. So a blessing in disguise. And more than anything, I'm really feeling, it's almost like a little Christmas tree. It's got these 2 little stars and glimmering. More than anything, I'm just feeling this profound sense of, it's just like this benign good. It's that won't go away. It's this, I don't know really what it is, whether it's how you're going to feel after you're being through a situation, or if it's a guide, or if it's your new sense of self. I really don't know exactly what this is, but it feels incredibly stable. It feels just warm and generous and loving. It feels incredibly comforted and protected. And it also just feels like it's more than everything's going to be okay. It's everything is okay. Right now, everything is okay. And It's like if you could just see it from our eyes, and here the Two of Swords is resisting to see something. If you could just see it through our eyes, you would know that everything is okay. And where the Death card can look scary, she's got these black roses and she's got a dying fox. Here we've got a white fox that the fairy is sitting on. So it's also about illusion and how something can seem so scary or so daunting, but really it's not. We make it worse than it is. And I'm feeling so much good energy flowing off of this card. I can't put it into words. I hope that it comes through, you just looking at it. When you get into that knowledge of the truth that you are truly supported and blessed on this path, any obstacle is just an illusion, because this is the reality, that the strength of the goodness, the benignness, the benefit of this card, that's truth. That's the way life really is. Anything else, the obstacles, they're not to take you down, they're actually to pull you up. Because once you come through them, you come out stronger than before. So they are really there to support you too, in a roundabout way, even though they can cause us to feel pain and suffering when we resist them or struggle with them. Okay, I'm going to close the reading now. Thank you so much for joining me and for allowing your energy to be read and for receiving this information. If you'd like more guidance on your one-on-one journey, please check out soulguidancewithAdriana.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.